Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Starlight Activation and I'm Anthony, and welcome to my story. It's been about 2 weeks since I did your last video. I've been on like 2 trips back to back. I think I've been gone about 11 days right now, 11 or 12 days. Something happened several days ago that has been on my mind. But I'm wanting to do a video about it, and it was so profound. So I was listening to the radio, or I had been in communication already that morning, because this happened in the morning time, with my guides, and I was praising them for something. I don't remember what it was, but I do that constantly anyway. So they're they're used to me. I'm one of their little constant little talkers, and listening to the radio, Madonna's Like a Prayer came on. And so, of course, like we all do, I started singing to it. And as I was singing, when I got to the first chorus, literally when I was singing, chills ran through my entire body. And I was like, oh my God. And I literally I could feel it. It was almost like electricity. And I kept singing, and I kept finding it harder and harder to sing because I was crying so much. And I got to the second round of chorus, and still the chills came through. But by that point, I had no voice. I could not sing. I was trying to, but nothing was really coming out because I was having a really significant spiritual experience with the song playing. And so I pulled up the lyrics because I wanted to start with the lyrics today. And I'm not going to do the whole entire lyrics because it would be a lot to read. I don't want to bore you guys. But the part that I just love, because I really listened to every word when I was singing at this time, as in prior when you would just sing it just because it was a really popular pop tune. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. And that's so true. We all stand alone in our faith. And that really resonated with me. I hear you call my name and it feels like home. Whoever wrote this, I should have researched who wrote this because they knew what they were talking about. They really knew what they were talking about. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I want to take you there. In the midnight hour, I feel your power. Just like a prayer, you know I'll take you there. Here's where I think I started crying. I hear your voice. It's like an angel sighing. I have no choice. I hear your voice. It feels like flying. I close my eyes. Oh God, I think I'm falling. Out of the sky, I close my eyes. Heaven help me. And it goes back into when you call my name, it's like a little prayer. The next part that really got me, like a child, you whisper softly to me. You're in control, just like a child. Now I'm dancing. It's like a dream. It's like a dream, no end and no beginning. You're here with me. It's like a dream. Let the choir sing. It was, oh my God, it's just, and it goes on. There's even more and more and more. It was total confirmation about all the things that I feel completely aligned with spirit, with my guides. I'm so comfortable with them at this point of trusting everything that happens in I'm trying to embody letting control issues go and fade away and understand my timeline is my timeline, and that there's nothing I can do that's going to speed it up. And it's just a beautiful thing when you can finally relax. And you guys know, as I've told you before on the videos, if you've watched any of the other videos, that the day I woke up and I was not worried about anything, and then the day that calmness came and established itself in my aura, and the day where I knew I was no longer in control of driving my chariot, and that the divine was, and I was the passenger, and that was referencing my timeline. And so through these stages, it has just brought this serenity, is probably the easiest word I can say. This serenity to what I'm going through, trusting in everything that happens, even if I don't understand. It's trusting by blind faith. It's stepping out of the ledge blindly, which seems like it's something we absolutely, our mind doesn't want us to do, but this is our internal spirit that is guiding us to do. And so that's kind of like the whole theme that I've been kind of being grown or groomed and to be very accustomed to. So that when, let's say, a encounter comes with someone, I'm able to fluidly express myself spiritually to that person. And I'll give you an example. I got my hair cut yesterday, and it was with a new stylist. I cannot locate my prior stylist. I don't know if something had happened, but I had her phone number and now it's no longer working. And I went to the same company that she worked for in hopes that they can get at least a message to her, because she's gone off grid apparently, and she was another spiritual person and we would talk all the time. So I was concerned about it. So I alerted them to that. And but what was beautiful about it is that I immediately came out spiritually to this total stranger. This is now going to be the person cutting my hair going forward. And I told her the reason why I chose her is because her photo was on the lineup and I read her energy and I knew she had great energy. And so we're talking about things, and I mentioned something about, she is also, I told her I was a Cancer. And she goes, what's your birthday? And I said, it's on the 8th. And she goes, I'm on the 7th. And I said, oh, wow, well, then you are probably aware of the massive, powerful influence the moon has over us, with the tides coming in, going out. And I said, I'm very grounded to Mother Earth. And I said, when I do my prayer meditations, I actually like to go out at nighttime under the moon. And so we were talking, blah, 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 blah. And then she brought me back and she said, you said something about the moon. And she goes, why would that be significant? And so I told her again. And she said, I've been wanting to get a tattoo with the moon, unlike my calf, and also a koi fish. And I said, well, think about it. That's water. The moon rules you, and so do the tides and water. I said, so that's not a surprise that you've been wanting to do that, because that's your inner voice speaking out. That's, kind of guiding you. And so it opened up a whole slew of information between us about both of us being Cancers, and me giving her some guidance about what she's been feeling. And I thought, okay, I get more and more comfortable. It doesn't embarrass me at all. First I thought it was going to be embarrassing, but I get more and more comfortable. I was really worried when I started doing this at work, because as a flight attendant, I'm supposed to, be that typical flight attendant. No, I'm the touchy-feely one, and we talk about this kind of stuff with my passengers that bring it up. Or passengers actually say, I can see your energy, I can see your light, they tell me things all the time. And so when they do, that opens up the opportunity for us to talk about it. So as I get more and more comfortable, it just becomes second nature, and now it's so much a part of me that it's flourished and it's out in front. So the old saying, don't put the cart before the horse. Okay, well, the horse has a carrot dangling out in front of it, and that's my spirituality. So my spirituality is front and center out there and for all to see now. And I'm very proud of that fact, that this has evolved at this point. So, of course, I have some notes. I actually had a channel message that I just listened to. I just listened to 2 of them. Now, these were recorded earlier, but I'm just now catching up with them. Because aquascaping has taken the majority of my time right when I got back. And one of the things I want to point out, this one was Nordic Light Tarot, and it's a message from your most powerful guides. It's another pick a card, and this is from the Woodland, it's the Woodland something tarot deck, which I love because it's all animals in the forest. And I love it. I love the art on it, the symbolism. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And the thing about the whole thing was seeing the truth. This one's a quick one. It's talking about a family karmic cycle. And that has been coming up in 3 or 4 of the readings recently. Now, you guys know that I cleared a karmic curse on my lineage. We talked about that on videos before. And then I did a healing, astral travel healing for the island that the land was on itself. But this is still coming up because there's been a massive push with my ancient ancestors coming forward. And I believe it is my Scottish ancestors that are the ones pushing forward and coming through with gifts and blessings that have been blocked on this family's lineage since that curse was put on in the 1500s. There was something today, and it came through in another channeled message that, let me skip to it, had something to do with, well, I'll have to read that because I had too many notes on that one. Had something to do with the fact that the karmic cycle that affects every single person in my lineage. So with a lot of people, it's going to affect health, finances, mental health, illnesses. There was no success going forward for anyone until this cycle has been broken. And so I have maybe been the one that signed up for the mission, but it will help my entire family. So my entire family's line. And I don't think I saw the big picture of that until I got these readings today, because it kind of confirmed deeper insight into that karmic cycle. So this family karmic cycle, in seeing the truth, unforeseen storms or clouds that I may not be able to see the damage. And that's when it's talking about really and truly the karmic cycle. And now for me, those of you know who I'm estranged from in my marriage, my karmic cycle in that as well. They could all be tied together. My theory is they are all tied together. That nothing was going to work in anyone's life in this lineage because it all rooted in this karmic cycle. And so my karmic relationship that I had to break myself free from coincided with the karmic cycle on this family's lineage that I broke. So I think they're linked. That makes way more sense to me. Going forward though, oh, and a funny thing was, it already mentioned that I would be moving away from my karmic. Well, I already did that. Oh, specifically, your karmic does not need to be a family member. It can be your ex. Hello, big confirmation on that. Focus on peace and love to clear this energy. Things will pick up once this energy blockage has been cleared. Oh, you're doing good work, but you're not seeing the results yet, as this energy is, until this energy is purged, then it will speed up. That's the interesting thing right there. I never cut the cord to this energy. I never purged this energy specifically. It didn't even resonate with me at the time of doing that. This family's lineage has created this cloud, and it blocks all progress. This can create bad luck for everyone in your family. Remove the karmic family curse and its energy. So what I've got to do now is, after I do this video, I'll be going into a prayer meditation and specifically talking to the divine and Archangel Michael about clearing the family lineage's curses, energy, and the blockages that may remain with it just out of my aura field. And then I'll probably follow up with, if I can, going out into nature to my tree family and seeing if they can purge any negative energy from me as well. I think that doing both of those things together will help. So that was very interesting because it was such a specific reading. The next one, though, Secret Shaman Oracle, this one was from, the title of this one was, Let This Reach You First, Everything Will Make Sense. Okay, so there is a deepening and aligning with partnerships that help you and them go further. Needed help that Spirit is sending you to help you in something that you have been dedicated to. Receiving help from heaven from a person that has needed skills and resources that would help in this endeavor. Spirit is helping you and others at the same time. Long-term goals will be realized. Set the plans in motion and move forward. When someone or something comes together, Spirit says, move or go with it as I am already aligned with it. Spirit says, I am in my new timeline. I am proud of what I've accomplished. That's true. Feeling emotionally wealthy and grounded. That's true. Grounding was a major theme in this one. Here's the thing. One of the things I have problems with. Stop trying to control and pay attention to your environment. The mental is what gets me sometimes. Seek relief, and seek relief that keeps you grounded. Let's see. Oh, here's something very specific. Now, you guys know on this channel, Phoenix Rising is my logo, and I came up with that. Phoenix Rising, you are at a new level. You are accomplished and destined for success. The head likes to trap us. Okay, that's the mental. Let things go and let things come to you. Grounding is the key. A friend, ally, or protector will aid you. Don't be apologetic about a situation that you know is not for you. That is my ex. Let's see. Let's see. I have moved beyond generational limitations. That's referring to the karmic curse. Align for a legacy of success. Transmuting pain into success with someone. Organize, strategize, prioritize for success. Moving away from emotional drought. Seek out who is generous and supporting. Here's a blessing coming forward. Successful funding. This is about what you will be blessed with in the future. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent from turning into a reality. Take a playful approach to life. Okay, so I've told you guys before that my first journey with aquascaping was divinely guided. The video was sent to me. I got hooked within hours. And days after that, I was guided to start a channel. Just like I was guided to start this channel. So what I love about coming in at the blessing is your idea is divinely guided. It was from the beginning. I have seen where this will go. I was given a vision. And I want to be steadfast in that. I may be in a little tiny 600 square foot studio right now, but it's not going to end that way. There are blessings that will be coming forward that I will be able to move from where I am now because I am landlocked basically in this space. I cannot create any longer, which kills me because I want to create. I have the desire to create bigger tanks, but I can't. Your idea is divinely guided, supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. That is that is the most important thing I want anyone to remember from all of this, is that the divine is real. The messages coming through are real. Your intuition is being guided. Your actions, your outlook, your things that you learn to peel away in your shadow, the people you put your boundaries up against that are energy vampires, or the ones that wish to cause you harm, you will naturally learn how to protect yourself. You will naturally learn to recognize your signs. You will be guided to want, if you're like me, to eat better, to drink more nourishing things, not sodas, but water, juices maybe. It has a snowball effect on your life. Once you step away from the ego and the 3D and you step into your spirit side, that is like a snowball effect. It starts with one flake and then it builds and builds and builds and builds. Every layer you get rid of, the more communication you have, the more thoughtful communication you have, the more arguments that you have with your guides. I am a true testament that I can cuss my guides out if I need to when I am that frustrated. And they love me for who I am, because I am their creation. This many millennia, maybe long old soul has so much knowledge that I haven't even tapped into yet, that they can see. They know the contract I've signed. I knew it before I came into this vessel. I knew the contract I signed. I knew what was ahead of me, but I asked to come into it blindly so that I could figure each task out on my own. And I guess that's the whole allure of living in the 3D. It's because we do have free will, which can trap us or it can help elevate us. So another huge takeaway is when you are meant to pass a test, someone's there to test you. Someone's placed in your path to test you, to test your strength, to test your resolve. Will you cave on this? Will you bow down to this? Will you stand up to this? Will you be victorious? When you stand up and you become victorious and you put your sword up and you discern, that's where your real change happens. Because if you stay in that situation, you are denying your gifts and denying your worth. And I hate to put it like that. No, I really don't hate to put it like that. But it's that lethal to you. You literally could do untold, unforeseen damage to yourself. And I'll give you the example I said once. I was on a blind date. I saw my date walking across the parking lot. My intuition said I did not have time for this. It's exactly what came through. My mental reply was, what's the worst that could happen? 7 years later, I lost my identity. I lost all my properties. I lost everything I had, and I was robbed. My car was stolen. And my identity was stolen. That's the worst that could happen. The worst can be like that. Every conceivable thing taken from me, except my life. I got out with my life, and I had to rebuild. And it took me years to rebuild, years to fix my credit, because we'd shared a residence together. So don't ever be so arrogant that you can tell your intuition what's the worst that could happen from a dinner, because that's the worst that can happen out of a dinner. I should have turned around, when my intuition said that and left because I got a signal that quick, that fast. And I've had other things like that happen in my life to where I was on another blind date. It was a setup at a work event. And when the guy walked into the door, I said, he's either going to break my heart or he's going to be my next husband. And he broke my heart. So your intuition, when you trust it, don't scoff it off because it's powerful. It is powerful. And where the mistakes I've made in the past, it's been like, oh, okay, you know, I didn't pay enough attention. Boy, listen, well, I do now. I give it more attention than anything else. And so I wanted to end this video with something that just happened. So I did my road trip to go up and remodel my family's home. I'm coming back, and I'm just now entering into Texas. And you guys know about, if you watch my video, talking about the trip where my Jeep broke down. Well, my Jeep has broken down twice on 2 trips. And so I was not in my Jeep because it's sitting in the parking lot. So I was in my car, which is uncomfortable. And when I got to the town where the individual that I met that morning, when my Jeep broke down the first time, and I read that guy's energy, and I thought, oh my gosh, he could be my kingdom spouse. I thought this time, okay, well, I actually got something to eat in that town. And I was driving around, and I saw it's downtown, and this is a small town. And I started getting this feeling that I did not want to live there. I could not see building my business there. Because I got the impression that I'm going to have a move coming forward. And I thought, well, if I'm moving, what if it's with a kingdom spouse? If it's this guy and he lives in this town, maybe he has a home already, and I would just be moving in with him. I just got the distinct impression I did not want to move to that town. And that's what my intuition was telling me, because I drove all around. I was there for an hour, and I stopped at Dairy Queen. My mom and I used to love Dairy Queen. I stopped at Dairy Queen and got a chicken finger basket with some gravy and a dip cone. I love dip cones. So after I ate, I drove around some more, and it just didn't align with me. I was like, I can't see putting my business here because the town is too small. I mean, aquascaping is going to be a big thing, and I just couldn't see launching a business like that in a town that size. It just didn't feel right. And so I went into prayer meditation once with my guides about this. Now, all the messages I've got coming through are that I'm going to move. I don't have the resources to buy what I need, to buy a big enough place that has an area that I could use as a studio. So basically I basically need a house that has like a big den or a basement or something like that I could set up aquascaping in. That's in its own legit room that it can grow from, that I can do more content. And so I'm kind of at a loss right now. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't feel aligned about it with this town. I'm not backing off of my goals and my dreams. So I'm probably going to have to go into more prayer meditation on that. So that one we'll say stand by for. So we'll see where that happens. But I wanted to bring you this message because I've been told before in different readings that there are some in the collective that when we sing, the angels sing with us. I think that's why I started crying so much. Oh my God, here we go. I think that's why I started crying so much. In the Like a Prayer song. Because I had that in my mind that I love singing. I love singing Christian hymns, all kinds of music. But when I got to that part where I felt just literally chills run through my entire body. And I've never felt like anything. I felt chills before, but not run through my entire body, and not twice. And it was just a beautiful confirmation for me. So I hope this video has resonated. And at least if it's kind of opened up anyone's eyes, that's all I want. I want someone to, like, maybe gain some insight into their journey. So thank you for listening. Until next time, you guys, I'm wishing you nothing but light and love, and have a great day. Bye-bye.